it's one thing to be at your dad's practices. It's another thing to be doing it yourself and say like, this, I love this. This is what I'm all in.
That didn't come until later. Like honestly, pretty recently. I mean, I always liked wrestling, but I never had like good associations with competing just because I didn't have a lot of success. But I really started to love it probably junior year of high school, like pretty late. I mean, I always wanted to wrestle just because like it was a way for me to hang out with my brothers and get to be with them. So like I liked it in that sense, but I didn't like think that this was something that I was going to do my whole life until later in high school.
And when you say I didn't have a lot, you didn't have a ton of success competing, what is it? Like, were you 500 coming up? Were you a little bit better than that? Obviously now you're having
No,
great success.
like yeah, I mean, doing better now, but I would just always compare myself to like my older brother or like Caden and Kyler, like they were winning everything. Like Kyler's always winning Tulsa, winning Fargo. And so like you are doing the same things as like your brothers or even like the other Valiant guys. Like they were always super successful, like Benji and uh, Mikey Ramos. Like you train with them and you do the same things as them, and you just don't have the same results. It's like, what am I doing wrong? And so you start to have a lot of doubt. But I don't know. It's just like it was difficult to like want to continue on and keep doing it.
When did that change? Like, was there a time when it finally clicked when you're like, okay, they're having the success and I went to the tournament and I did well, right? Like for me, and I'm not you, right? I'm just observing from the outside. And when I saw you at Bill Farrell in 2023, I was like, dang, I was not expecting this kid to beat Jesse Mann. I know kind of who he is and the family, of course, but like, I don't have, and then I was like, wow, that was when I first was like, eyes opened up to you. But I guess maybe when for you was that, what you're describing?
I want to say like junior summer, I had a pretty decent tournament at the U20 World Team Trials. I placed at that, and I was pretty pumped about that, just placing. Ended up getting teched by Bill Bartlett in the semis, but I don't really think I cared that much. I just placed, so I was happy. And then ended up uh, going to Fargo. I didn't place at Fargo, but I competed well. And then senior year, placed at Super 32. And then took second at the Open and then placed at the World Team Trials again. So like I started to like see results and pick up some good wins here and there, but still nothing consistent. I mean, it wasn't until like I got into the ASU room and like started competing with all those guys, and then I had the Farrell, and that was the first time where I was like, okay, like I can wrestle, like I can actually compete with these guys.
Was this something that you believed deep down, a place that you were going to get to eventually? Or is it not till you got there, you're like, oh, wow, I can get here, or I am here. And I know we all want to go higher, and I'm sure you have goals higher than where you are. But yeah, did it ever catch you off guard, or were you expecting to get to this point?
No, it was definitely like a surprise. Like I didn't really have super high expectations going into the Farrell. Like to me, it was just like, oh, it's just a chance to compete. I didn't think I was gonna win. I didn't think I was gonna do that good, but like you put together one good win and then you get some momentum and then you keep it going and then like, oh, like you end up winning, so it's cool. But no, it was definitely kind of a surprise.
What my understanding of Valiant is, you don't have the volume of competition, right? Because of the situation of the school. So are you going longer periods without competing? So maybe you can't see the progress because you're just in the room wrestling the same people every day, and maybe you're making all this progress, but you don't get a chance to go prove it and have these data points.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so it's just like it's hard to know like when you're actually making gains because you don't get to compete that often. And so like you're like saving up all this time and doing all this training just for like for us, it seemed like we would just train all year long for Fargo or for Super 32 for the folk style tournament. And so like those were the two things where we would really get to test ourselves. And the rest of the time it was just like kind of shooting into the dark and hoping what you're doing is right.
Could it be, who was I just talking to recently? Had a similar scenario where, like, okay, maybe there's an advantage to not competing a lot because you can just go to practice and just focus on positions or getting better. You don't got to worry about making weight. You don't got to worry about this tournament coming up or the anxiety or stress of competing. It's like I'm just spending 90 something percent of my time just coming in here and thinking about nothing but, well, whatever you think, getting better, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true 100%. Because I don't know, I think that's why, like, we're so good positionally. Like, we're not, like, just thinking about cutting weight or, hitting all these tournaments all the time. Like, we're just showing up to wrestle and get better in every single position. And that's a lot of, like, just Angel's coaching style. But it was just, like, focused solely on getting better at wrestling every single day because, like, we weren't going and hitting a bunch of tournaments all the time.